Welcome to the Marriage Be Like podcast. We're your hosts, Kenny
and Kenya.
And we are so glad that you are joining us today. Listen, this podcast is here to discuss love and relationships, life topics, and how to navigate through it all.
Disclaimer, we are not specialists or counselors or professionals in these fields. We are a married couple who's got 27 years of life experiences under our belt. We hope to open some discussions, build communication, and plant some seeds. So sit back, enjoy, and let's have a conversation and grow together.
Welcome back to the Marriage Be Like podcast. I am Kenny.
I'm Kenya.
And we are so glad that you're joining us today. Listen, today I'm really excited, Kenya. I'm so excited today because we have in the house.
In the building.
We have guests. But before we get to our guests, let's do a couple things here, right?
Sure.
You know we do. We want to welcome everyone. If this is your first time joining us, we want to say welcome. We are so glad you're here. If this is not your first time, we want to welcome you back. We thank you so much for joining us. If you're on Envision Radio on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern time, thank you. Or 3 p.m. Central time, we want to thank you. Or you may be checking us out on YouTube, on wherever you get your podcast, right?
That's correct.
Or at marriagebelike.com. Today we have in studio our pastor and first lady, Pastor Nelson B. Stokes, and Miss Misi.
So your question was what? Discuss children and grands?
Holy fish, Batman.
Yeah. We were blessed with two.
Oh my.
Nicole and Tracy. Tracy was the world. She lived her life like a movie.
Oh, nice.
She really, really did. And she died when she was 18, 2003 of thrombocytopenia purpura, TTP. We'd never heard of that.
No.
But it's where, and so I guess years later, I really found out the whole thing about that disease because I just thought her good platelets were being destroyed or something. But after reading it, the body would cause clots.
Oh.
Anywho, so she died of that in 2003.
Yeah.
Nicole, she's wonderful, and I know it's no such thing, so I'm of not even saying that. But after Tracy died, it was almost like her spirit hopped into Nicole. And I know that's not true. I know that. But Nicole almost turned into her. As far as how she would talk and you know, it's crazy little things that Nicole would do. But being parents to those two, it was amazing. I used to feel like that I was doing bad by us not living with him. Because when he first was in the ministry, right? So I felt that I had to stay in Huntsville and make that money. Got it? And so I said, we'll stay, make the money. They will continue in school. You go, and I will come to you every weekend. So I drove to Greenville, Mississippi every weekend. And that was a 5-hour drive.
Wow.
And I did it every weekend. And I felt bad because it was like he's missing out.
Yes.
On our girls, on everything they did. And especially after Tracy got sick. I felt so horrible. And I said, oh my gosh. And then after she died, I was like, you are a horrible mother. that he missed out on, But anyway, and I thought that the sun would never shine again. And my testimony story, and I tell it all the time, after she died, I told the Lord that I would hate him forever if he didn't grant me peace. And I meant it. I truly did. And that next moment, a warmth started at the top of my head and it went all the way down to my toes. And that was the moment that I accepted her death. Because it was like, now I see some bad kids out here, God, and you allowed this for mine? Because we're the Stokes. He's a pastor. I'm working. We're making good money. Kids are good in school, and you allowed that to happen to mine? Oh, okay. Got it. So here's what it's going to be. I'm going to hate you forever, or you're going to have to let me know that you got me. And he did. He honestly did. The warmth and I've never felt it again.
You didn't need
And
it
it's
again.
exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't need no other type of reassurance. So being parents to them, it was amazing. And now that we have Camille, she's just like Tracy.
I remember Tracy, believe it or not. And I agree.
She's just like her.
Camille reminds me of her.
Yeah, she's just like her. And I told God, thank you. Because you knew I needed that.
Blessing.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, no.
He can still tell his part.
Yeah, no, I enjoy being their father. And you never feel as though you're adequate at that. But it was a joy, and it still is a joy. It's a joy. I enjoy being Nicole's dad and being Camille's grandfather. And what I love about Misi is she's able to have these real conversations about Tracy. But I have a hard time with it, and I probably do better when I'm preaching, but having these type of conversations are difficult because there's no greater loss for a parent than the loss of a child.
Yeah.
And once you lose a child, nothing else really. And I hate to say that, nothing else really bothered. I've lost two mothers. No, I've lost two fathers and a mother. That's a whole nother story. But it never, nothing impacts you like losing a child.
Because she came from you.
Yeah. And
Me.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Go on. Go on. I'm sorry. Go on, honey.
But it's a game changer.
Yeah.
But the fact that Misi is a talker helped get us through that period. Because I'm not a talker. Didn't want to talk about it. I used to cringe when Misi would tell the story. But I knew that was her healing. She did her own therapy. I had to go to therapy. And I did. And it helped me through a lot.
It did.
Yeah. So yeah. But and Camille is like she knows that I'm just whipped. Yeah. So
As you should be.
yeah, I'm not even gonna.
She's your only grandchild.
Yeah, and I am. And
because she'll send me a request, and she'll say, "Nani, can you send me $25?" And I'm like, "What?" And so I'm asking the question, "Well, how come you need the $25?" And so it's silence because she has asked him, and he sent it.
It's already done. Why you asking questions?
So then I sent him a text. Hey, did you send Camille some money? Well, yeah, she asked. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah. Camille, I love Camille to death.
No, she's so sweet.
Yeah, but I mean, she doesn't ask me for money. She tells me I owe her. You owe me $60.
What? It keeps going.
It's just her.
Yeah.
She is her.
It's Tracy.
She's her auntie.
She is. Oh my gosh.
Likes the same things that Tracy, because Tracy was into gymnastics. So Camille is. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It really is amazing. So
anytime we came to a gym night, Tracy would come into the gym doing somersault. And so I'm like, wait, what? No matter if they're playing a game. And so you are like, dude, they're playing a game.
She just on the flip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So parenting is beautiful, and you know, there are those who don't have that opportunity, but they embrace parenting through other ways, and I've learned to appreciate them for what they do because they do and it's like young people gravitate towards them because they know that there's something special that they can give, and they're able to give it.
You know, that makes, I appreciate you saying that because it makes me feel better about the position that I've always held with regard to parenting, particularly for, girl dads. Because, I mean, it's a awesome, position to be in.
Wait, what?
Because then you know where I'm going with this. Because if I were a girl dad, right? Kenya and I would have a hard time. I'm just gonna be honest. Because, my daughter could ask Kenya for $25 or anything. And Kenya will say no. And I could be standing right there and I would have the 25
right there.
Right there in front of Kenya. I know this would happen. I know
it would happen too. And I get that because that's how I did my dad. Mom would always say no, or she would question, but I was the oldest of their three. I'm the only girl. And so I just have a special place. It just is what it is. And if he wouldn't do it right then, he'd say, okay, talk to me.
Yeah.
And it was okay. And Mom would be furious when she would find out. A lot of times she didn't find out. Right. But, it is what it is. So I know what it would be like because I've been there because I was the one.
Still is. No.
I'm totally a daddy's girl. Absolutely. But I mean, he doesn't have to do any of that, now anymore. But he did for a long time. Up until he was like, okay, so are y'all sure y'all getting married? Okay, yes, but do you have to stop? Right.
Yeah.
But he still does things, like with the pressure washing business that we opened recently. He found some equipment there in Kentucky and then bought it. And then said, hey, do y'all need this? I was like, you know what? We showed up. Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that he still does. But he didn't call Kenny and ask him, he called me.
Yeah. I started a business. He didn't call me, he called me.
He got a sale and he was just like, look, I believe they need this. Yeah. Wow. So he got one and once we talked. And then I said, let me put Kenny on the phone too. And then Dad said, okay, well we'll go, I'll go back and get more. Oh.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So let me ask you this. Then now that Nicole is, so many years older, like how has that changed from when she was younger, say like Camille's age? Till now? I mean, Nicole's a grown woman, ain't it? So,
it hasn't changed.
Really?
Especially after Tracy died.
Okay.
And I tell Nicole that.
Yeah.
I said, I think you have to understand my position with you. I'm going to treat you like you're 10. And I do. And I think I do, although I don't like that. But I just think sometimes I just forget that she is grown.
Yeah.
Grown. You know, but my feelings, I can't switch them off.
Yeah.
I get it.
And so I
complain
just
about my
try
mom
to
doing the same.
protect her. I think
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, so.
And you become hyper vigilant,
Yeah.
Yes.
and that's probably not the best thing.
Right.
But you do.
Because everything
Especially,
reminds you
yeah.
of
It
that
does.
child.
It
Everything
does.
reminds you of that
and
situation.
you don't want to lose another one.
Yes.
And you probably
Now he's worse.
be out of the ministry. Yeah.
No, he's very worse. And I mean that. So like, that app.
Oh, she gonna tell me that.
360.
Yeah.
Listen, guys out there in radio land, whatever land, if she's not contacted or home at a certain time, honey, we're looking to see where she is. And it's not because I'm trying to be nosy. I'm just trying to be sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I get
You know
that.
what? I'll say this. I mean, again, I think it matters that she's a daughter,
Mhm.
right? It also matters what you have gone through.
Yes.
But we have 2 sons, and I still have these concerns.
Sure.
I mean, the last thing I want is one of my. I mean, I'll be honest with you. There's a level of anxiety that I feel when my phone rings and I see either Elijah or Caleb on my phone.
But I think it's also because we both lost a sibling.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we're the oldest.
Yeah.
Each of us are the oldest in our family, and we have both lost a younger sibling.
Yeah.
So I think that's where, and I try to tell them, I'm not trying to be overbearing because I don't want to parent them because they're grown.
Mhm.
Right.
But I do need to know that you're safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I need you to check in.
Mhm.
Do we ever think about how fair that may be to them?
Oh, I don't
I'm
care.
not sure. I'm not sure I care.
I don't.
Even when they didn't live at home, I still needed to know. And I don't check my phone to see. I want them to tell me.
And I think that's why you don't lose parenting.
Yeah.
You're always in parenting mode,
Mhm.
even if they were married.
Mhm.
It may change a little bit, but even then, when I see Nicole's name come up on my caller ID, I mean I'm up. Whatever.
Mhm.
Whether it's the frogs that are in front of the door that she wants her father to come and make sure the frogs move.
They're very little frogs too.
She's gonna kill me for
Mhm.
but yeah, I don't think you ever lose that
Right.
Yeah.
that parenting aspect because you've done it.
Agreed.
You've done it for at least 17 years, and you just don't walk away from it after they walk away.
Agreed.
Yeah. I mean, I remember one of my sons called me 2:00 in the morning,
Mhm.
and those are never good calls, right? I mean,
Mhm.
just never a good call. And so I jump up. My heart rate is up.
Yeah.
Surely my blood pressure just going. And I said, hey, hey, what's going on? He says, so my credit score went up 2 points.
Oh, that would have been the day. Oh, Lord.
He said, Alpha, I couldn't wait it, man.
Yeah.
2:00 in the morning, tell me the credit score went up.
Yes.
No, I think I would have gotten dressed. Went to review, knocked him in the face, and came back. He was just so excited. Oh,
Amen.
I'm working on it. But yeah, it was.
Mhm.
He called Kenny. I got the text, and so I was like, "What now?" I'm looking at him like, "Okay."
And maybe you got the text because he didn't like the way I told him to call.
Oh, yeah. Right.
You said,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this out on Dave.
talked to him, he was still pretty excited. I was like, "Sir, you can't do that to us.
Yeah.
You got the man's out over here. I think it's something wrong."
Mercy.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
He was so excited, he just couldn't understand what the problem was.
Yeah.
But you was up, right?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is not the point.
Right.
2:00 in the morning, especially with boys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, okay, so here's another question, right? I mean,
Mhm.
so we talked earlier about the dating and then the proposal and everything, right?
Mhm.
So, how different is married life than what you thought it would be,
Yes.
right? I mean, we go into it, and I know women, Missy, right? You have this idea. We don't, men don't think about it like that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he does because he was just so attentive, right?
Good. That's a great thing, sir.
But I mean, we have these we have these ideas
We
of
do.
what certain things, and that's just not just marriage, but even parenting or whatever we look forward to. We have a preconceived thought of what that's going to be,
Yes.
and then we get into it, and it looks a little different. So how did that look different for you guys?
For me, just being totally honest, I didn't know what marriage would look like. I was reared by two parents. They adopted me, but they were much older, and older the older generation, it was enclosed.
Mhm.
You didn't see them argue. You thought everything was always peaceful, and most of the time you didn't know about any money issues
Mhm. Mhm.
and those sort of things. And so you're going in thinking, okay, well, this is how marriage is. We no money issues, and we're not going to argue. Money issues, and we argue.
Yeah.
We did. We because we're trying to navigate.
Yeah.
We were young.
Yeah.
I was 20.
Mhm.
And she was 21.
Mhm.
She was a year older.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the shady. Yes.
So we're very young, and we're saying we're getting ready to build a marriage. Well, we had no clue. She's single. Her mom was single parent, and then she left her mom to stay with her grandmother. And so at one time when Misa came, she was living with, it was three women, three generations.
Mhm.
It was her great grandmother, her grandmother, and then Misi.
And
Yeah, and so all
And
you
mother.
and then your mother, who
came later.
yeah. So all of this, you're trying to make it work, and you've got this hallmark image of what marriage is.
Because
And-
what tells you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you try to live it out. Misa got pregnant a year after we got married, and so we never really had an
A
opportunity to.
year? No, it wasn't a year. I think it was June, maybe 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, you had the Nicole a year after we got married.
What you yeah.
Yes. He's so crazy. But anyway.
I think we have in common.
Yeah. So all of those things are just the reality of married life that you're really not prepared for. And so you're making it work as it comes. The first credit card we got, the first bill, the first car note we had, the first rent we had to pay, all of those things that you never saw. I never saw my parents trying to figure out how they were going to.
Yeah.
And you've got to make it work. Misi's situation was totally different because her mom did okay. And so my parents didn't. We struggled, but I didn't know we struggled. And so you're learning on the fly.
Right.
And if you are not determined to continue learning together, there are a million reasons not to make it work. It's just the truth. I mean, I think I saw in here, did you ever feel like you wanted to call it quits?
Yeah.
So especially after losing Tracy, that was oh man, we went through all that guilt and what did we do wrong, and just being hard on ourselves to the point where we just kind of pushed the other person away, all of those things. And even at that, there was no manual that said if you lose a child, this is how you handle it. No, and we had been in it for 20. No, was it? Wasn't quite 20 yet, was it?
I don't know.
Yeah. No, it wasn't 20 yet.
2003.
Yeah, so it was 21 years. Yeah. So 22 years we had been married. And so I'm just getting into ministry. Yeah, I had only been in ministry.
You had been in the ministry because we were
Hadn't been 10 years.
Chattanooga.
Right, it hadn't been 10 years yet. So we're learning how to do pastoral ministry, how to navigate that. Then our daughter gets sick. Tracy got sick while I was running my first major tent meeting. So I would preach and leave and drive to Huntsville, hang out with Tracy, and then come back that evening. Oh, and I'm saying all that to say that all of that plays a part in your marriage.
Yes.
And if you're not in it to win it, there are more reasons to say, yeah. It just sounds better. It just, maybe this wasn't the best thing. You start having all those kind of thoughts, and you can come up with a million checkoffs why. But then you say, you know what, this we started this together, and so we're gonna work at finishing it together. And 44 years. Yeah.
So mine is, what is it saying? You are what you eat.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So for me, in our marriage, I am what I see.
Okay.
Meaning.
That's why you watch Hallmark.
Meaning, when early on in our marriage, I used to love soap operas.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. I used to tape 3.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I would go to work. I'll pick up my kids after work because he worked the midnight shift. No, he worked he worked.
And 11 to 7.
Well, yeah. He worked 3 until 11, right? So after I got home and I fed the girls, bathed them, then I'm sitting in front of that TV watching the soap operas, right? I knew he is off at 11. If he came home at 12-ish, because I had just seen a husband cheating on his wife, I said, he's cheating on me. So you are what you watch.
So you need to watch Hallmark movies.
So no, guys, it's so true. So because my mindset, and so I'm like, this isn't how marriage works.
Yes.
It's TV, right? And then Hallmark. And when I see a husband whisper these sweet nothings to his wife, and he ain't said nothing in my ear. So I'm like, dude, Hallmark said you're supposed to do that, And so then I just had to stop that mess.
Yes.
Real life is not TV.
No. Yeah.
Real life is what you make it. So I had to realize that I had to set rules for myself and how I relate to him and how he relates to me. And it works. It literally works. Now, even though we were apart 10 years.
Oh, wow. Was it that long? Wow.
Yeah, because I had to make that money.
Yes, I forgot you had to make that money.
And I was making good money. But when Tracy died, I realized it ain't all about that money.
It ain't worth it.
It is not.
Although it had been 10 years that we did our own thing separately. And I'll tell anybody.
Lasted.
Huh?
It's amazing y'all lasted.
Oh, yeah. Because so after Nicole Oh, graduated? Yes, from Oakwood. I went to work and they announced that they were offering an early out.
Okay.
The Lord said, go home. And so I said, go home, I'm home. I'm home.
What are you talking about, Lord?
So I said nothing. That night, the Lord said, go home. I said, I am at home. The next day at work, they announced it again. I applied and I got it. I said nothing to him. Nothing. And so I took it, I signed up for it, and then I told him, he's like, wait, you did what? I said, yeah, I'm coming home.
Yes. To you.
You know? And I think me doing that helped me realize how much I wanted to be his partner in ministry. Because there's no way I was. Because I was in Huntsville.
Yeah.
Made good money.
How much money? Good money.
Oh, honey. Wasn't it good money?
You are.
It was good money. But after she died, okay, so I got good money and I couldn't keep her alive. So now what? And he said, go home. So that was when he and I officially became partners in ministry. Wow. After all that time. And so that's how I knew that our marriage was of God. No matter what happened, this thing.
It was like a renewal.
Look, and that's why I started doing my the moments with me. See,
Yeah. I understand.
I was letting them know that I'm his.
That's right.
He don't need.
He's mine.
He don't need no pie. He don't need no cake.
That is correct.
I'm his.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
How was that when she came home?
Horrible.
Oh no.
It's a learning curve. It was
because he had his account, his money.
Yeah.
I had mine.
Yeah.
But now ain't got none.
Oh, that's right.
So hey dude, I need and God, he's such a rewarder of faithfulness.
Amen.
Because maybe every other Sabbath or something, a little old lady would come up and say, "Me, see how you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm good." She would hold my hand, and when she walked off, it would be a $20, $40 in my hand. So I knew then that I had made the right decision.
And God was taking care of
He hadn't really joined on board yet. Because see, now I'm trying to see what he doing. Hey, so what's going on in your
trying
wallet?
to be your partner in ministry and in all things your wallet.
So it was hard at first. Yeah. But now we just had the same old bills and we just worked that thing together.
So, Pastor, how did you come around?
It's better to say, you know what, this works. It can work. It can work. And see, my wife has no problem telling me that the same thing you tell others, you need to do.
Yes.
And she has no, as much as I hate hearing that, but it's here. I'm hearing her, and while I'm not going to say it to her at that time,
right.
I'm saying you're right. Yeah. You're right, and so it hasn't been easy. I mean, because I was used to, I was used to doing ministry however long I wanted to. I was, my buddies would tease me, man, you're at the office like you live there. Yeah. All of those things. I cooked. but I did miss her. And so I had to pull it back in, make some adjustments in time management. I didn't. It was hey,
It was all your
yeah,
time.
it was
You
all
had to
my
share
time.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was happy when she started working, not for money wise, it just freed me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's, I mean, it's working. It has worked, and the lessons that we've learned, the hard lessons, some of them have been very hard, difficult lessons. But by the grace of God, we still together.
Yeah. Okay.
I appreciate y'all being so open with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is cool. I'm just sitting. I haven't looked this way hardly for the last. I'm just like, but I really appreciate it. I didn't know how much you all would give, or how much you would say, because I know that some things are just more on an intimate level. You know what I mean? And being vulnerable and saying it openly is a different situation. But I'm gonna tell you what, it makes me love y'all more, because this is why I love y'all, because y'all so real.
Yeah.
And
No
I'm
other
just,
way to be.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
But everybody's not like that.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
But-
know, I think a lot of pastors' families have been hurt so much.
Mhm.
It's hard for them to be honest and open.
I get that.
I mean, know, everyone has their own way
Yes.
of making it through this thing called a ministry. I just feel that what we have, if we're honest with it, let's share it. So maybe it'll help somebody else.
Yes, absolutely.
I think the hurts that we've experienced, the hurts that he's done to me, the hurts that God knows I've done to him. I just think that the love that we have just said, I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you are,
I'm going
I'm
with
going
you.
with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure where you think you
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And,
right.
and in all honesty, but for the grace of God.
Mhm.
And I think I saw here where careers and challenges in careers. I think for me, ministry is one of the most challenging careers on a family.
Mhm.
And either you either wind up losing it. There was a time you would lose one or the other.
Mhm.
And oftentimes, men chose to lose. I'll gamble on my family, but this is my calling.
Yeah.
And I was headed down that route until we lost Tracy, and I said, at the end of the day, all you have is your family. All you have, because when Tracy passed, everybody was coming by. But after a while, people go, and it's not that people do it intentional. They just go back to living their lives.
Their life, yeah.
And that's life. That's
Yeah.
life. And you can't be mad. But at the end of the day, it was us that had to sit on the side of the bed, still weeping. Going through, and so that's the way it is. That's the way it is.
And I know I can't sing it, but it's a song that what's his name? Is he and his wife, Tamala Man,
Oh, mhm.
and her husband. They sing a song called "Us Against the World."
Oh, okay.
If you hadn't heard it or listened to it,
I'll listen to it.
you should, because it's honestly the truth.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly
It's
how I feel.
only
Mhm.
you and him. And if you believe that your marriage is of God,
Mhm.
then it's so true. It's literally you and him against the world.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I'm coming back, Kenny. That's why I'm his the biggest supporter,
Mhm.
and that's why I understand the assignment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I know in the end, it's only him and me.
Mhm.
And so if you can honestly look at your spouse, and no matter how mad you are at him or her, because see, love has nothing to do with how mad I am at him.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And because, like, after we may have
I
argued,
might be that man.
and then I'll say, hey, boo, he said, wait, how can you say that? And you've just said this. I said, because love don't have nothing to do with that.
That's right.
And so
Remember that
if
day when
I can look at him after he has pissed me off,
Yes.
and I can still say, I love that man,
Yes.
then you know it's for real.
Yes. I mean, but all of that creates your beautiful love story.
Yeah.
That's the thing, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
But you all have fought through it and are fighting through it still. You know what I mean? Because it's until death do you part.
Yeah. Because see, now I got that red, white, blue card. So I'm 65.
That's right.
And I feel like I can say whatever I want to say. And he better take it. Right?
Help me understand something. Because
Yes.
red, white, and blue card.
Yeah. Oh, Medicare card.
Oh, because I have a red and white card.
No, you wait till you get that red, white, and blue card.
Because I'm looking at you like you're going to get yours first.
And I don't care. I love mine. You know why? Because now when I walk into the doctor's office, they say, have a good day. I say, thank you, you too. And I ain't paying a dime.
Well, I mean, because I like my red and white card.
Oh, what is that?
That's the AARP.
Oh, I like that card too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a
But
strong.
you gonna love that red, white, and blue.
I'm a member in good standing.
In good sense.
Now he fought that card, and I made sure I ordered two.
You did.
And every time man, I said, "Oh, here you go, baby." What's your problem? This is a discount. Like that. That's the truth. Contact. No, okay, sorry.
I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I completely appreciate. And though we may not have gone, according to the plan, according to the paper, and we've been here for a good while, it's all right.
Well,
what we have given in this podcast, the goal is to be able to give people hope.
Yeah.
Let them know that even through losing a child,
Mhm.
even through not living in the same space,
Yeah.
and so many of the other things y'all have just talked about just tonight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being able to get through those things with God's help and still be happy and in love and married. It is possible because lots of people would have given up a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even at the first thing,
Yeah.
the first person somebody gave him a pie
Yeah.
and said, "I'm out." You know what? You accepted the pie. I'm
Yeah.
out. You know what I mean? It wouldn't take much, but to be able to get through those things, I'm inspired, and I'm hoping. Not that I'm hoping. I know others will be too.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point of the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? To give hope and be able to let people know that it's okay. And it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, y'all are good editors.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one major important thing that I want to leave or say is never look for somebody who can make you happy,
Yes,
because you have to make yourself happy.
that is correct.
Look for somebody who can add to your happiness.
And compliment your
Yes.
life.
Because if you're not happy, you're not going to be happy.
Mm-mm.
Now, you may be happy for a minute, but if you're not happy with yourself, then no person is going to make you happy.
Yeah.
You have to be happy in yourself.
Yeah.
Love yourself first. No matter how you do it, no matter what it takes, but love yourself, and then surround yourselves with people who have the same goals,
Mm-hmm.
who love God. Because see, I think that is what helped us younger. It's because we had a couples group. We all went to church together. We all had that major goal. Number one, heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, our love for our spouses.
I think it makes a difference.
Yeah.
I don't think. I know it makes a difference.
Yeah.
Getting married, I think I was just too young to really know whether I loved myself or not.
Mm-hmm.
And it took some years before I realized I really didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, I knew that I needed to so I could be the best person for him. It wasn't even really about me in that healing.
Mm-hmm.
It was really, I need to be better for him so that we can be better. Does that make sense? Though, even within that, I was still working on me and still needing to do some work. But it took, I think our marriage is what led me to that decision to say, wait a minute, I don't really, my self-esteem ain't great. But I may not have learned that without even being married. So I was a late bloomer. But the point is, I got
It's
the point.
okay. Because even though you were a late bloomer, you have bloomed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
And you're still learning. I'm still learning about me. She's still learning about her.
no, I
She-
got it. No.
But then the other thing is there are things that she's learning about me.
Yes.
And vice versa. And this is 40 plus years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it took 40 years. Because I would get so angry with him because it just didn't seem like that he was present. And he was. It's just that he was present how he was present.
His way.
Right?
Yeah.
But with my attitude, he need to be present how I wanted him present.
Yeah.
And so I've just learned to appreciate him where he is and texting on the phone during this podcast.
You know,
He's a pastor.
yeah.
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
But BC, that's why we, with the podcast, sharing these nuggets that we're sharing, but also why we throw in the segments and the games that we play, because that gives us an opportunity, really, kind of, to, notice things or acknowledge things that are just deep down inside. That the one segment we have, what I love about you.
Yes.
We change it up. And you have to say something what you love about your spouse, and it's got to be different every time. And
You got to dig deep.
you got to dig deep. And I kind of threw a curveball one time because I said, yeah, what I love about you is the same thing that gets on my nerves. But it's true. It was something like you were saying earlier, right? It's I don't like to hear her say it, but that's what changed me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah. That there are several things. I got a long list of stuff.
Oh, it ain't that long.
Or it better not be. We used to play a game. We had to tell what we loved about each other using the alphabet.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
So.
Ooh. That one sounds like work.
That's a thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a thing.
But you had to stare at each other the whole time. And sometimes you didn't make it to Z.
No, that's right.
Because you was just worked up by the time you got your L.
Okay, I understand.
And so you be like, to be continued.
To be continued.
This is a family show.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. It's not that tight? Okay. Well, then maybe I should do a podcast. After dark, someone said about it. Now, I didn't do that. After dark, hey. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just teasing.
So do y'all want to play a game? Do y'all have a few more moments or you want to go
Oh,
to that?
why not? It's already been 2 hours. Why not?
Man, yes, what?
That's why he over here texting.
I know, he texted me. Ready to go.
No.
Is this what you saying?
No.
Tell it to shame the devil.
As long as we're editing, I had to send this text out.
Oh,
It's okay. Look. There's no problem. You can do what you gotta do, Pastor.
Yeah.
We'll keep working around.
Okay.
It's your turn. We'll holler your name.
Thank you.
Okay, so the game is called First Thing. So you say the first thing that comes to your mind when we say a word.
okay.
The first thing, snakes. What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Oh. Goki.
Goki.
Wait, what?
Draco. That's the
Goki.
snake's name. He's renaming our son Snake.
I can remember Draco.
I love snakes.
Do you really?
Because I love snakes.
Hate mice.
Yeah, but that's why I love snakes.
Because they eat the mice.
Yes.
But,
So,
Except you got to put the mice in there.
well, they go after them.
Yeah, when they out
Yeah.
but
Okay, see, here's why the show is long, audience. Because we're supposed to just say the words.
Right.
And not tell a story after each word.
because you keep
That's
asking
why
these
it's 2
questions.
hours and 4 minutes.
Listen, you asked all these questions.
You didn't ask a question.
You
Y'all
did.
kept talking about the
Because
thing.
you said
Next word. Because see, I really believe that me and Kenny getting ready to do how we normally do.
probably don't be.
And let's not do
Yeah, this has been a long y'all been
Let's not do that, because we've been together 2 hours. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
The next one is gospel music. Sing your favorite song.
Oh.
I can't stop
Who's it by?
praising his name. Just can't stop. And it just goes on and on.
And on. It never stops.
You
deserve it.
Oh
Yeah.
you deserve it. Okay.
That's a good one.
Kenya, what's yours?
Well, say yours first. Do you have one?
I don't know that I do. Actually.
See, I don't know. I love that song.
So mine is Anita Wilson, and it's kind of my empowerment song, and it's so happy being me, I'm regretting nothing.
And who is that?
Anita Wilson.
Anita.
I did not know
I
that.
didn't know she did that.
All right, so the next word is rainbows. What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Lucky Charms.
Really? Okay. Anybody else?
Colorful.
Mine is beautiful.
Okay. Better not say Noah.
Or of God's promise. Right. That's the answer. Oh, it reminds me of God's promise.
Rainbow. Oh.
See, right. See, so it can't
That's too-
nothing secular, huh?
No, hope.
Oh, okay, cool.
Or you know what?
What?
Frosty Lucky Charms,
Yeah.
so magically delicious.
You know what? That's
He
my
said I knew it was gonna be food.
that's my least favorite cereal.
Really?
I hate the marshmallows.
Oh, I never did. I never could get into.
Man,
But I remember the commercial. The commercial.
the
Yeah.
commercial-
Frosty
Yeah.
Lucky Charms, so magically delicious.
marshmallows are not supposed to be crunchy.
Oh, it's crunchy.
Yeah.
I have never had the cereal.
Really? Oh, yeah.
I had it
Now.
once. I never finished the bowl. I couldn't take it.
Yeah, but there's some at the house. Who brought this home?
Not me.
Look in the pantry. There's
It's
some in
probably
there.
one of the boys. Not me.
Because I'm gonna tell you what, there's some in there, and I was like, "What is this?"
They might have got it from their Nana Papa's house.
Man.
That's where it came from. Because I ain't never bought it. All right. Favorite scripture.
I
What's your
I
verse?
do have one of those.
Go ahead, babe. So you're not a heathen. Go ahead and say yours.
Really, because I mean, even because I don't listen to gospel music at the house. Romans 8:32.
Which says,
And it's okay if you don't know. Because I'm like, I mean, I was like, dang, whose favorite scripture is Romans?
Kenny.
Yeah.
Okay, go, Kenny.
So he who has spared not his own son, why would he not give us all?
Oh, yeah.
okay, that's a nice one.
See, now I take all that back, y'all.
I
I'll
do.
take it back.
I mean, it was a paraphrase.
Yes. It was on the version of Kenny.
Yeah.
And see, I can't, I think it's Matthew 5:17. Think not that I have come to destroy the laws and the prophets. I have not come to destroy, but to fulfill. And I think that's Matthew 5:17, I think. And I think the reason I love it is because it's just another reminder of why he came. And it's a reminder of how much he loves us. He
Yes.
really loves us.
Yeah.
No matter. Okay, sorry.
Mhm.
Mine is, and I want to say it's Psalms 46:1. Don't quote me on that, but I do know it. God is my refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble.
Yeah.
And for me, trouble can be anything. It can be anxiety. It can be when I was growing up being bullied, you know, because I caught that verse early on in my life and I've held on to it.
and I still have to repeat it from time to time because it brings my peace. You know what I mean? Because I know that I can lean in on him and he will rescue me because he's my strength.
Pastor, I'm sure you have a plethora.
No, Revelation 3:20, behold, I stand at the door and knock. Any man hear my voice and open, I will come in and sup with him and he with me. That's my favorite because I feel like that's what he's done for me, and that's what he does for me. He's always at that door. Doesn't break it down.
Right, he just stands there and knocks.
It shows his patience.
Yes.
It shows his heart.
Yeah, and all he asks, Nelson, just turn the knob and open.
Yes.
I'll come in. And then he doesn't just stand at the door. He says, I'll come eat with you. I'll be your friend.
Just need the invitation.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All of them were good.
Yeah.
Very, very impressed with
Kenny.
Romans.
Even the paraphrase.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm there's a little bit of spirituality.
Yes.
Praise God.
Yes.
All right, well, let's wrap that up, babe.
Go ahead and wrap it up, babe.
All right, so we want to thank you guys.
Yes.
All right. Nisi and Pastor Sticks. You should have told me that, man. I didn't know.
All done. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all
I hadn't heard that name in forever.
But listen, and we want to thank all those who are watching and listening. Yeah, because the camera's right there. Listening on envision-radio.com, or you're checking us out on your podcast, whether it be Apple Music, not Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcast, or Spotify. We want to thank you so much. Or you can just check us out at marriagebelike.com. Yes. You know what we did not do, babe?
What?
When we played the game, we didn't do your jingle, right?
Da-da-da-da.
We got to do it. Ready? 2, 3. Da-da-da-da. All right. Game is over, but we have to do
Okay.
Yeah, there's still these things. But anyway, listen.
Silly.
Yeah. And if you have questions for us, feel free to email us at
Kenya.
at marriagebelike.com. We would love to hear your questions. We may be able to answer a question or two. What do you think?
Sure.
Yeah. And figure out why. And you can email us and find out why Pastor Stokes is also known as Stokes. All right, do that for me. Because we need inquiring minds.
Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know. So.
He just accepted it. He don't know why.
And the music that you hear right now, right? The theme music for the Marriage Be Like podcast is produced by KEG Beats, right? That's our son, KEG Beats. So, and then of course, the Marriage Be Like podcast is a Green Room Entertainment production. You can check us out at greenroomentertain.com. Listen, we are so glad that you joined us today. Check us out next week, week after, or just go back to our website at marriagebelike.com, see all of our other previous episodes, and we'd love for you to check us out. Make sure you share, subscribe, let all your people and them,
Share.
people and them, mom and them,
Yes.
auntie and them,
Family and cousins.
yeah, everybody. Let everybody know about the best podcast ever, Marriage Be Like. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank y'all.